Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to this channel. Here we are guided to receive gifts from the universe that support us with living openly, authentically, and in alignment with our highest self. If this video resonates with you in any way, please interact with it, whether it be commenting, liking, subscribing, sharing, or any of those things. Or checking out my links to my Ko-Fi shop, anything. If not, that's totally fine. But let us go ahead and tune in to some gifts of the universe. And I thank you for being here. Before we get started, I'm just going to start with the singing bowl. Just something really quick to just kind of set the energy right, all right? 3, 2, 1. Okay. Oof, thank you for that. All right, so let's go ahead and tune in for some gifts, some messages, what needs to be heard, what needs to be honored, anything that's going to help us, again, live authentically and in alignment with our highest self. With these cards, I do have to be mindful, so I'll draw them and hold them up to the camera, but some of them I might have to cover with my hands. All right. I'm seeing a cliff and like a sunrise coming up, or maybe a sunset, but I just see the sun is not at its brightest, but like a cliff, like you're all on looking, like looking out into that. Okay. Interesting. To me, it feels like growing potential, because a cliff, you're kind of, you might be in a situation where you're thinking like, okay, how do I get to that? How do I reach that? Because where are the steps? Where are the stairs? Where is the path? But you can still see the sun though, and it's not at its brightest, but it's still shining. Okay, so I don't know what that means to you or who that's for, but they just showed me that. It's giving Four of Cups energy. Four of Cups is the energy of kind of sitting and evaluating circumstance. It could be, sitting in memories, but it's a card of reflection and contemplation. So again, you could be kind of exploring a route for yourself. Like again, how do I reach that? How do I get there? But I do feel like your hand is reaching out. So you haven't gotten up. You're just kind of more thoughtful and contemplative. Okay? Anything else? You might be feeling like you're alone, but I hear you shouldn't feel that way. Don't feel that way. You're never alone. Somebody is smiling. I don't know if this is a spirit guide or somebody watching over you, but there's a smile coming into your energy field. Okay, so let's see what we got. We got Five of Wands. Again, this is kind of what I was picking up, the energy of kind of trying to piece things together. Wands is different than swords. The Five of Swords is kind of like this conflict, or where harsh things are exchanged. You could end up hurting somebody. But with the Five of Wands, it's more of like practice. Okay, trying to figure out what is going to work best. What is the formula? Okay, how do I arrange this this puzzle to where I can see the full picture. All right. So we've got Five of Wands energy coming in. And it's also about like utilizing your resources. How do I use what I have to get to what I want? So how do I get what I want, get to where I want with what I have at this time? How do I do that? Okay. So I see you asking a lot of questions. We have Two of Cups here. What's coming through with the Two of Cups? Something about so I'm being drawn to the pink, and basically I'm being drawn to femininity. Now this is regardless of gender, but it's basically talking about the frequency of love, the vibration of love, and aligning with that. So if you're asking yourself, okay, how do I get somewhere, or how do I what do I need to do? I feel like your intuition, if like that is a good strength for you, and utilizing your intuition. And so like utilizing how you feel. So like, do you feel good about this? Does it feel like, do you love it? Do you enjoy it? But also to help you recognize the frequency of love. So here's something that's coming through. Sometimes we go through so much trauma and like BS in life with people and situations where it's hard for us to recognize the frequency of love. We think that toxicity is love, and if you're not arguing with me, then you don't love me, and da 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 da. You know what I mean? And culture plays a role in that. That's fine, whatever. But just for this message here, what I'm getting is that the way for you to recognize the real frequency of love is to give it to yourself, okay? And is what you're doing for you, does it feel good? Does it feel like love? Okay, so that's something that's coming in. What else do you want to say? Two of Cups. It also seems like you have to get rid of something. Okay, we just have Angel of Night. What else? What else for Two of Cups? Courage. Yeah, I feel like this is courage to walk away from something. And the reason I feel that is because I'm really being drawn to this individual, not this one. It's like this person is more in the background to me, and this one is the one at the forefront. So it feels like this could have to do with a shadow version of you. Like if the Two of Cups is referring to you as a whole, then we have a light self and we have a dark self. And so here is the Angel of Night here that also came out for you. But I feel like maybe there's a side of you that's being neglected, or you're kind of sitting and dimming your light, or sitting in the background or something. I just feel like both sides of you are not being honored. And so the light self is about portraying who we want others to see us as. Okay, so that can kind of lead into like perfectionism of like, okay, I need to dress this way so people think that I'm respectable, or I need to do this so people think that, whatever. So the light self can sometimes come off as maintaining appearances versus being fully authentic and allowing, mistakes, forgetfulness, a little bit of dirtiness, maybe want to lay in the bed instead of get up and shower all the time. I don't know what that looks like for you, but there's just this message coming through of honoring the whole self. Okay. And again, we have Angel of Night that came through. And so I feel like if you're shaming your shadow, pushing it aside and not really listening to the messages that is trying to communicate with you, then that could be causing like this Five of Wands energy, because you could also be trying to find a solution based on your light self. So it's like, okay, how do I do this without hurting people's feelings? And the shadow's coming through like, okay, well, if you just listen to me and honor me, then I have the solution. You know what I mean? And so that's a message I feel like coming through for somebody, where it's like you could be trying to solve a situation without fully looking at the whole picture or all of your options. Okay, so that's that. We also have courage here. I'll read that for you. Divine courage is not the absence of fear, but a nudge that says, keep going, do it. Don't worry, all will be well. You have to get quiet enough to hear it. Dear Divine, may I feel your courage and your will. Okay? So I feel like maybe going back to that Five of Wands, that you could be navigating a situation where it's uncomfortable for you. And remember, I was talking about Two of Cups. Like, how do you know something is for you and how it's good for you is how it feels, right? Does it feel like the frequency of love? So I do feel like there are good things that come out of uncomfortable situations. For an example, a move, right? It could be uncomfortable because you got to take all your stuff and you got to organize this and documents and make sure you have money, blah, blah, blah. So it could be uncomfortable because all the things that go along with it. But if the end energy is, okay, I'm getting into a new space. This new space is beautiful. It brings in this energy. It has this view. Da 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 da. Okay, I'm excited. I'm tuning into the energy of that, not the energy of the anxiety and the planning that comes before it. Okay, so there's a message here of focusing your sights on, I guess, like, yeah, the frequency of the end goal, and not really, yes, things can be uncomfortable, but having the courage to continue to move through that, because courage is moving through the things that are uncomfortable or that you may be fearful of. And so again, if you're neglecting your shadow, the messages of your shadow, things that are coming up, again, it can be uncomfortable, but the end goal is, oh, I mastered this now. It's not bothering me anymore, right? I don't feel this way anymore because I've conquered it, or I know what to expect, or you know what I mean? So there's this energy of uncomfortableness, but it also is coming with love. Okay, it's bringing you closer to love. It's healing your heart. Okay. King of Coins. This is exactly what I just said. It's healing your heart. It's bringing in more stability for yourself, more alignment for yourself. And I feel stability in your being. So the King of Coins, what they're showing me is this tree. It's like this, I was going to say ancient tree, but it's a tree that is quite old. I have no idea how old it is, but it just feels very thick, sturdy, like it's not coming up. So I just feel like maybe something that's helpful for you is tuning into your ancestry, maybe spending time with learning more about where you come from, or talking to family members and hearing stories and stuff that you don't know about. Because if you talk to a family member that you don't really talk too much, they might be able to share a family story of like courage or something you didn't know that happened, and then that kind of motivates you or inspires you to be like, oh, this is in my blood, this is in my being, I'm capable of this. So with this King of Coins and the image of the tree that they showed me, I just feel like being grounded in yourself is really important right now, and not letting your environment impact you so much, but really kind of like tuning in and weathering the storm. So the thing about trees is, because trees that are very like deeply rooted and secure, they're not easily pulled out. They're not easily pushed around by storms and things like that. Okay, so I do feel like maybe this is a time for you to really like weather down. But I do feel like it's helpful for you to explore interactions with family, or people who are like family. Maybe even just interacting with community. I just feel like receiving stories. It could even just be online where you're, I don't know what channels you follow or anything, but maybe there's some sort of storyteller, like a proverb, African proverb. Who is the guy? Sad Guru, something like that. But I just feel like there's some sort of story that would be helpful for you to hear, that would be motivating, inspiring, and just kind of help you weather down. This is an example. So my grandmother, who has passed on, she communicates with me through Bible verses because she was a Christian woman. And so I was going through a certain situation previously, and she sent me a message of the story of Job. Job is a guy in the Bible who he lost everything, literally lost his children, lost his wealth, and just got sick and all that. He lost everything, but then by the end of the story, he gained everything and more back. So that was a story my grandmother sent me that really helped me be like, oh, okay, you know what? I'm not the only one experiencing this. These are the same, like, this resonates with me. These feelings are not just me. And also, that reminds me, at the beginning of this reading, I said something about you feeling alone, but you're not actually alone. So, me reading the story of Job was, even though I don't know if he's a fictional character or like maybe a real person, I have no idea, but even just reading that story of his experience, it helped me, it resonated. So, yeah. Okay. So you got the card work. All right. I am now available to receive all who can benefit from my work. Use me to relieve suffering on the planet. May all who need me find me. The divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. Okay. This makes me feel like you could be sharing a story with others that help them feel motivated or help them align with themselves and their authenticity and not really feeling ashamed about certain things. So for somebody here, that could be a message where you are facilitating a role in work or a side hustle that allows you to support people in this way. Okay. You could, and when I say facilitating that, you could be, honestly, this could be your dream where you have this skill set, you have this journey that is unique to you, but you feel like it can benefit others. And so you're trying to figure out a way to relay your message. So let's see what else we got here. Hold on. Angel of Snow. Something is important for you in December and January. December, January, something is important for you. What's going on with the Angel of Snow here, please? Let's do this. I feel like, hold on. I feel there's a message of taking things slowly. Angel of Snow, what are you saying? Okay, hold on. There's a message of taking something slowly, but there's also another message of picking up something that was left behind. So if this is some sort of project, some sort of idea, some sort of place, relationship, I don't know. There's something that, here, let me hold the card up so you can see. Just the background here where this place is, it's almost like abandoned. And so I feel like something that could have been abandoned or just put on pause for a while, that I feel like it could be important for you coming, well, actually, I don't know when you're watching this video, but maybe around this season perhaps, or during this kind of weather cycle, that it could be important for you to pick it back up and nurture it. So there's some sort of nurturing that can go back into this environment or this space, this situation, this relationship, whatever it is, this idea. Okay, what else are you saying with the Angel of Snow, please? I feel like there's something about that time period that aligns better. So it could be that you come into a piece of information or some sort of aha moment, enlightenment, meet a person that mentors you, gives you information, something like that. There's something around this sort of time period or seasonal period where it's easier for you to answer these questions, these Five of Wands questions, because you're being sent guidance or, information. Okay? What else with that? One more thing, Spirit. Page of Coins. Yeah. So yeah, during the, it just feels like that's going to be a better period for you to pick up what you're doing. So if you started something right now and it's kind of slow and you're still figuring out, best idea, the formula, what it is, that's normal. But I feel like as you kind of try different things out and explore, this is the time period where you'll have more of your more of an idea or more sort of insight or guidance that can kind of start to actually build the foundation. Okay, so I wouldn't feel discouraged, especially because you have King of Coins here that was telling you to just kind of weather the storm and sit through it, and courage here. Okay, so you have some cards that are really supporting this idea or this transformation, this direction. Um, yeah, that's what I see. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you. Let's do one more of this cards because I like these cards. We'll give you one more oracle. Oh, it's the same card, y'all. It's the same card. Work. Okay, I'll read it one more time. I am now available to receive all who can benefit from my work. Use me to relieve suffering on the planet. May all who need me find me. The divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. Okay, this has a different message to me the second time. I mean, it's a similar message, but it feels more powerful. Like you feel like somebody who is meant to uplift humanity, who is meant to create, who is meant to share, who is meant to lead, who is meant to really open and raise the vibration of the collective. And so, whatever idea you have, it's in divine union, Two of Cups, okay? So it's in alignment with your purpose and yourself and your calling and what you love. Okay. And so, again, like I said, you could be having doubts because there's some sort of storm going on or some kind of, trying to get things to align. But this card and the other cards really support you in saying, hey, it's just difficult right now. But at the end of it, that you'll be exactly, you're exactly where you need to be at the right place at the right time. Okay. And so that's what I feel from this message of just as long as you're showing up with the intention to live authentically and share your gifts, then things are, look, source, wait, the divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. And that really piggybacks on the Five of Wands saying that, you're trying to make things happen kind of on your own or with your own resources. And so really, I just, again, just to reiterate, I feel like some resources will be coming into you, or in for you. Like you'll be gaining resources, you'll be gaining a leg up. So again, you won't have to do it on your own. So I hope that inspires you, motivates you. Keep your tree planted, your roots growing, your leaves and branches branching out. Okay, and just know you are supported and loved. And if you are, doing high vibrational work to uplift humanity, thank you for doing that. And stay your course. And may we all come together and experience the frequency of love, because that's really it's such a beautiful experience. So, ashe, ashe, ashe. Take care.